All right, what is up everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about blanks, and I've actually never fired a blank in my life. I've heard a lot about them. I've seen a few different videos on them. If you don't know what a blank is, I'm sure most of you do, but basically it's just a cartridge with no bullet. So you can see there's a shell casing and it's crimped up there at the top where the bullet would be. So basically it's just gunpowder with no bullet, and I have a few different calibers out here as well. But growing up, I always heard stories about blanks killing people, usually with some unique circumstances. But I've definitely heard several times that these can absolutely still be fatal, especially if you're shot like up close or something like that. So I figured I have a YouTube channel and a bunch of different guns, so let's just come out here and find out for ourselves, can blanks still be deadly? So obviously if you're too far away, I would assume that a blank probably wouldn't be too harmful because there's no projectile. But point blank range is where I think that it could be an issue because of just the force coming out of the barrel, or maybe even some unburnt gunpowder coming out at that really close range. So we're gonna start on just a paper target here, and first we're gonna shoot the 9mm. You guys have already seen this one, but once again, that's what it looks like. And we'll see what this one does to our paper target here. Wow, I didn't expect that. All right, so first of all, there was literally no recoil, which I don't know why that surprised me. It obviously makes perfect sense. There's no bullet coming out of the barrel. And I would imagine, yeah, the shell casing didn't eject when I fired it either. It didn't sound nearly as loud as a regular 9 either, but it put an enormous hole in our paper target right there. All right, so to give you guys a closer look, you can see just how big that hole is in our target. And if you look real close, you can even see right around here where it looks like some of that gunpowder must have really burnt our paper. So like I said, definitely a little more dramatic than I thought it would be, and I definitely wouldn't want to get shot up close with that. All right guys, I apologize if the exposure is a little bit off. It's so sunny out here that I can't really see how bright the screen is on my camera, and the auto setting just doesn't work very well. So our 9mm pistol did quite a bit of damage, as you guys saw. So now let's see what the 5.56 out of the AR-15 does compared to that. And this one, you can see it's got a little red paint on the front of the shell casing there. So a different look than our 9mm, but let's see what it does to our paper target here. Now this one has a longer barrel, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't do nearly as much damage to our paper. Yeah. Okay, that was extremely loud. Definitely every bit as loud as a regular 5.56, but didn't do any damage to our paper target at all. All right, so I'm not even sure if you'll be able to see it, but with our 5.56, there are some like really tiny holes right around here on the target where it looks like some of that powder might have hit, but obviously nothing even close to what our 9mm did. All right, so I angled you guys down a little more because we are working our way down on the paper target, but the last caliber that we have for this is the 12 gauge pump action shotgun, and this is an 18.5-inch barrel, so the shortest length of barrel that I have for a shotgun. And this one is the 12 gauge Home Defense Nova less lethal home defense ammunition. Now I'm not a trainer, but I don't think that they would advise you to use a blank for home defense. It says that it can cause serious injury or death, but it produces a very loud report with a significant muzzle flash. So it's good for warning shots and wildlife control. Now again, I don't know much about tactical training and stuff like that, but I don't think a blank would be the best option. Let's see what it does to our paper here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I stand corrected. Oh my gosh. All right, so I was just over here making sure my cameras were okay because I had them so close to that target, expecting it to be just like a harmless little blank, and that was a tremendous blast, so that kind of worried me. But obviously if you're, far away, it probably wouldn't be very effective, but at point blank range, I think that would probably knock anybody down or maybe out for good. That was insane. But I have the box on me here, and I never really showed you guys what it looked like, but there it is. It is light field, mega blank, 12 gauge, less lethal home defense ammunition. So like I said, it says it's the loudest 12 gauge blank available, which I would believe that. And it has a very loud report with significant muzzle flash. So that was pretty insane. So here's our target, or what's left of it, I should say. And you can see it just ripped our paper up, threw confetti everywhere, and it even put a giant hole right there in the middle of our piece of sheet metal that our target is hanging on. So that was really dramatic. But now I'm kind of curious about that muzzle flash they're talking about, because we did this in the sunlight, and I doubt we'll be able to see just how big that muzzle flash is. So I might go over here in the shade and set up like a little high-speed shot and see if we can capture that muzzle flash on camera. All right, so I got my little slow motion camera set up over here, but to get it to work, I have to actually immediately press the record button after I shoot the gun, and then it captures like the 2 seconds before that. So if you see me run off screen, that's why. But we're gonna shoot this little 12 gauge mega blank off into the woods here and see if we can capture this muzzle flash. Holy crap, that shotgun is loud. I kind of went off on a little detour there. I didn't really plan on any of that, but once I shot that paper target with that shotgun blank, it was just so dramatic. I had to see if we could capture that muzzle flash on camera. But obviously I expected most of these to rip up our paper target, and that doesn't really tell us anything about how deadly they would be. So now I got a few pineapples out here, and we're gonna shoot these and see if these blanks will actually do any damage to something a little bit harder. All right, first we're gonna do the 9mm, and on the paper we just started at point blank range, but with this I wanna start a couple yards out and see if it'll actually do any damage from out here, and then we'll step up to point blank range. Wobbled it a little bit, but it didn't do any damage. Let's step up a little bit. Nothing. All right, we're gonna skip the AR-15 because it didn't even put a hole in our paper target, and go straight to our 12 gauge and see what it does. I mean, this thing is not much different than just a 12 gauge buckshot or something. I just got rained on with pineapple juice, and my cameras are soaked in it. Wow. This is interesting. Gosh. All right, I got another pineapple set up, and now we're out at like 10 yards, which is a pretty long distance for like a home defense situation or something like that. So we got one more shotgun blank, and I want to see what it will do to our pineapple from a little further out. The concussion on these shotgun blanks is insane. Way louder than any shotgun load I've ever shot. All right, there's the wound in our pineapple there, and it's about 1 inch deep, and you can see that it's actually in a small little concentrated area there, which I didn't expect. I thought it'd be a little more spread out. So not as devastating as it was from point blank range, but it did put a little hole in our pineapple from all the way out at like 10 yards away. Well, I'm covered in pineapple, so I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the house and clean off. But the shotgun kind of stole the show today, which I didn't expect. I came out here more focused on the 9 and the 5.56, and I just thought those 12 gauge blanks would be, you know, kind of puny and just whatever, but they ended up being super powerful and just a lot of fun to play with. So I had to do some more stuff with the 12 gauge. But the bottom line is blanks absolutely can be deadly, and more often than not, it's because of people, you know, being stupid and accidents happening. There's even some high profile cases, like Bruce Lee's son, I think his name was Brandon Lee, got killed on a movie set, or at least that's the official story. There's a bunch of conspiracies out there about that. But they were using a revolver, had a blank in it, and there was a squib load stuck in the barrel from a previous scene, and when they fired the blank, it shot that bullet out and killed him. So that is the type of stuff that gets people killed, and you should never point a gun, whether it's unloaded you know, blanks, live rounds, dummy rounds, anything at something that you don't intend to destroy. And these blanks, I think I proved here today, can absolutely still be harmful and should not be pointed at anything that you don't intend to shoot. That's just a safety rule I feel obligated to tell you guys, because we're out here playing with them and kind of asking the question, how deadly are they? So yeah, they definitely can be deadly, and obviously they're not as effective as like a real, you know, bullet or anything like that, but it's also not a safe alternative either. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully you learned something today. I had an absolute blast. I had a lot more fun than I thought I would today, and it was just a really fun video to make. So if you guys did like this video, please let me know in the comment section below, and if you'd like to help support the channel, as always, I will leave a link to my Patreon in the description box, and you can visit me over there. But if you did like this video, guys, please smash that like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.